We will just wait, see if anybody comes on. Because I'm early, whirly. Oh, goodness. Hello, hello. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done that. 7, 8 minutes early. Oops. Oops. So I'm just going to give everybody something pretty to look at. Hello, somebody. I see there's a 1, 2. Woohoo. Hi, Lil. How are you? Hi, Brandy, left-handed crafter. Hi, Paige. Oh, thank goodness, Paige. I was thinking about that. I thought Paige might not be on if her power cords didn't show up. So I'm glad they came. Lil, have you been here before? Hi, Betty. Oh, you know what? It looks awfully dark in here. Let me turn a light on. Another light on. Does the lighting look okay to you? To you all? Hello, everybody. Okay, yeah, I didn't remember you being here. Well, welcome. We're going to be making some Stampin' Up! Cards, but I'm just showing off my second mixed media piece ever. Thank you, Brandy, for letting me know. And my first one, these are in one of these books, but it's a small one, 7 by 10. I know there's bigger ones. That's not it. And then that was my first one. So I thought they both came out pretty cool. I was pretty happy, except I had to add gesso as the next to the last thing. And I had missed a spot when I had to watercolor first. And so I added pink Melon Mambo actually to my gesso. I don't like that part, so I may end up eventually cutting that off. But anyway, so that's that. Hi, Kat. Okay, I actually have 5 cards tonight. But I think I have them pretty well prepared that hopefully they'll move fast if I don't yap too much. So real quick, I just want to, I won't go over lots of things, but you know, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I have to do my spiel. Sale-a-Bration. This is the last month for Sale-a-Bration. And remember, if you were here last week, they added a bunch of stuff as available for free with $50 purchase. And 2 of the items, Petals Promenade and Delightfully Detailed laser cut specialty paper, we're going to be using tonight. Not the other things on here tonight. And then also we're going to be doing tea together. And the last card has a little watercolor. Let's see, did I miss anybody? Okay. Also, the next thing is Kathleen Mirkovich-Robinson is having a party. It's active now. If you could help her out, I know she's already got an order. I don't think there were any more as of this time. Her host code is 92 Z as in zebra, E as in elephant, G as in George, 3, A as in apple, X as in xylophone, 92ZEG3AX. Use that instead of my code if you could this month until her party ends, because it'll help her, but it still helps me. as well. So I would appreciate that if you place any orders. And I did go over all the rewards I have for orders $25 and up this month. I'm not going to go through that all again right now because it'll take too long. One last thing, March's paper pumpkin kit. You have to sign up by March 10th if you're not already. It's going to have an extra stamp set. It's going to be 8 full-size cards, and the coordinating colors are basic black, Bermuda Bay, which is a gorgeous color, Daffodil Delight, which is probably my favorite yellow that we have other than Crushed Curry, Flirty Flamingo, sort of a flamingo pink, and Poppy Parade, which is this. And then, of course, basic black is, you know. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for coming. Okay, so that is my spiel. Help Kathleen out. And let me put all these away so I don't lose them or get them mixed up with our projects. And it says something about there's going to be a pop in the box. I have no idea whether that means it's going to be soda pop or something that goes pop or what. So, but March 10th is the last day to sign up for that. And if you do a prepay for 3 months or 6 months or 12 months, you can use a host code with that. Okay. Yeah, I know, Jamie. I don't get to see you very often anymore. I miss you guys, the old crew, you know. All right. So with that, let's start on the first card. This is the one I pre-made. And this is one of the things, Petals Promenade has some sheets in it that, as Kat probably knows, are cut aparts. So I did this one for pre-made, but we're going to be doing it in Highland Heather with this one instead. And the stamp set I used is Beautiful Promenade, which goes with that paper in the annual catalog. And the only thing I'm going to use on it in the stamp set is the I'm Here For You Friend. Unless we change our mind and do something different for this one. I think we'll keep it the same. Because I have it set up on my Stamparatus. Okay, so this features Mossy Meadow, which is a coordinating color, Grapefruit Grove, which is what these are. Oh, one more thing. As of, I don't remember if it was yesterday or today, the 5 ribbon set is back in stock, available again as one of the Sale-a-Bration items with a $50 purchase. I love these ribbons. Here's what they look like. They're kind of sheer in the middle. They're called organdy ribbons, and they come, you get the whole set. Balmy Blue, which is really pretty, Daffodil Delight, Grapefruit Grove, which is this color, Highland Heather, which is this, and the Lemon Lime Twist, which is that this color that we used a week or so ago. And I used that color, I think, no, never mind. We did it in the live a week or so ago. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is stamp, and we're going to use the Stamparatus, which I have set up for 2 projects tonight. Oops. And we're going to stamp right on this sheet. So hopefully that's why I wanted to use the Stamparatus. Now, you can see I have other stuff on here. Let me move this out of the way. Make sure I'm in frame. Take this off. I have a couple things set up. When you get the Stamparatus, you get 2 of the doors, or whatever they're called, gates, doors, I don't know. And I want to do it this way because I'm going to use the photopolymer. And when you use the photopolymer, you have to use your foam mat. And I just have a piece of grid paper, which is an extra add-on. Oh, tell me about it, Jamie. Yes, my name is Deb, and I have a paper, beading, and ribbon addiction, and lace trims, you know, not just ribbon. Anyway, the way I did this originally is I set it up down here, but we're going to test it. And this paper, this one, I used Smoky Slate, and I think I like that because it's not real in your face like black would be. And there's a little bit of the smoky slate shading in this too. Okay, that's down too low now. So I'm going to adjust. I'm going to adjust. Going to adjust. I think that's right. Let me grab my smoky slate. Sorry for the reach. Hi, Penny. How are you? Let me move my mouse somewhere. I don't know where. Sorry I came on early. I was sitting here. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go on early because I got my tea ready and I didn't know what else to do. But, well, why not? People will show up or they won't. And I'll talk to myself. So we're just saying I'm here for you, friend. That's out of the beautiful promenade. And I think it's a little bit light here, which is why I have it on here. And if you get the paper pumpkin and you have the little ink spots, they would be perfect for using with the Stamparatus because you wouldn't get ink on the sides here. That's perfect. Perfect. You're watching HSN. Why is Anna Griffin on? Don't watch HSN. Watch us. You know what? Years and years ago, this is a long time ago, like probably in the 90s, I used to really be into QVC and HSN. Hi, Catherine. V1 or VI, I should say. Crafter K8 or KB. Catherine is Catherine Benjamin. Her channel used to be named. Sorry, I shouldn't do that, should I? Anyway, welcome to our live. We're making cards. And we're using Stampin' Up! Products because I sell them now since last July. Okay, so this is the card we're making, only we're doing it in purple instead. Same format. So what I did is I pulled out a piece of smoky slate. And also, this is a piece of Designer Series 6x6 paper in the subtles, and this is the Highland Heather. The designer paper, Crafter's Companion, yeah. Inspiration and Stamp Envy, yeah. So it has big polka dots that are sort of more muted, and then there's another piece that has smaller polka dots, which are Whisper White. They're a little brighter, but we're going to use the striped side, and I'm going to try and get it on here. Now, tonight, I'll probably be using mostly my snail, if I don't run out of it, and my mono liquid glue because my cat, my art glitter glue is like, I don't know if you can see it. It's like almost empty. And I haven't gone down to the basement to get the funnels to try and refill the bottles. So I'm not real experienced using snail. So we'll see how we do. Now, what did Penny say? Oh, you bought your scan and cut page? Oh, I'm so jealous. I want one too, but I have got to de-stash not just my craft room, my entire house. So anyway, hi Nix. Yeah, I would love a scan and cut too. Okay, so I just put that. It's 1-inch strip, and I forget, I wrote this down and I quickly misplaced that paper. This piece of paper is, the mat is 4 by 5 1/4. So just a 1/4 inch in from the card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's 8 1/2 this way, folded in half at 4 1/4. Okay. I don't have an old one. I don't have any scan and cut. I don't have a Cricut. I don't have any of those machines. A scan and cut, I feel like I'd make the most use out of because I don't like fussy cutting. So to the extent it would help me just cut out images that don't have matching ties. Yeah. Okay, so we're just putting this on the front. You know, if you just did that and then had an oval or something or a rectangle, that would be okay for a guy, I think, even with the gray on it. Anyway, this is Smoky Slate. The background color is Highland Heather. And we're just gonna put this on here. I actually put this over a little further than I wanted to, but oh well. That's the breaks. Hi, Therese. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, I figured that too, Brandy, but I like dyes. But I don't know. My problem, part of my problem is right now, I don't have room in my craft room for any machine. Any machine. I barely have room to walk anywhere. And I was trying to stage the project for tonight, and they're on the floor over here next to me because I don't have anywhere else to put them. Okay, yeah, refresh. Tea Friday 77 is Therese. Carmen, hi. Wow, we got the whole crew here tonight. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is find my glue dots. And this is a piece of that organdy ribbon. This one's the one in the Grapefruit Grove. And I'm not going to do a bow on this tonight. I just cut a piece that I can sort of fold in half. Make sure I have it sort of in half. I think I want it the other way. Yeah. And then what I do is, because I'm like, all thumbs, is I put a glue dot on sort of up at the top to hold them together. You might have to coerce it a little bit and try not to stick it to you. Oop, I got it too long. Ugh. Glue dots are very strong. Have I mentioned before that they like to stick to humans too? Okay, so then I'm going to put another one about where I want this. I didn't get that one quite as good as I like it. Nope, not satisfied. Carmen, did you see my mixed media book from last night? What, my page? Do you follow me on Facebook? I don't even know. I was part of a mixed media thing run by Danina at the Art Bar. Isn't that cool? That's my second one ever. I was so happy. Oh, you don't have a Facebook? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Anyway, I'm doing this mixed media thing Monday nights at 7. Danina of the Art Bar is her YouTube and Facebook group, but her YouTube, and she does from like 7 p.m. Eastern until, well, it was like 12:30 last night. She does like mixed media sticks. They draw sticks. And then, thank you. It's okay. I kind of messed up at the end, but you get prompts and then you have to follow them in the order that they come and do whatever. So the first one was watercolor. And then the next one was like wild. And the next one was free. So we got 2 freebies at once. Yeah, you should, Therese. You'd be good at it. There's no wrong way, right? It's just fun. And the prompts are meant to be just that. I'm losing my nail polish already here. Okay, and then I want to put a bling on. Did I have bling out? I don't think so. Let's find a bling. Thought I had a bling out, but looking for something in Highland. Oh, maybe I have it out for later. Yep, I do. Hang on. Here they are. These are the little. They're I think they're called Gingham Gala sequins. I don't remember. Anyway, they have some here in Highland Heather. And on the first one, I used a gem out of the annual catalog. And this was Grapefruit Grove. But since we're doing purpley purple, I think we'll do the Highland Heather here. And this little flower sequin. I'm still not happy with how that's laying. Hang on. We need another glue dot to the rescue. I don't know if that, yeah, that's on there. Okay. Okay. That's better. And then I want this right where it crosses. And I'm just going to put that one on. And that's all there. This is the Take Your Pick tool if you're not familiar. Well, you know what? I'm doing it in my art journal, but a couple of those folks do it on larger, probably like this size, and then they cut them into postcards and mail them to each other. I haven't gotten, I'm a little bit afraid of doing that still. Plus, it's so new to me and I'm so liking it. Thank you, Lil. Now we have to do the inside still as soon as I get these back in the bag. So I kind of just repeated the inside. I have a piece of smoky slate, and then we're just going to put this across. And then I did cut a stitched rectangle. The stitched rectangle framelits are in the Occasions catalog too. I'm going to turn it this way. Something looks crooked to me, but could be my eyes. I don't know. So, well, let's just glue this down. Because if I don't, we'll be here all night, and this is one of the easy ones. Well, they're all pretty easy. I tried not to make anything too hard, but there is a fun kind of fold coming up next, I believe. The next two cards. So Highland Heather Smoky Slate, Highland Heather Designer Series paper. See, the other side's the polka dots. I could do that, but I'm going to stick with the stripes since we have stripes on the front. I just have all this Designer Series paper to use, so I need to use it up. That's crooked. That is crooked. Okay, that looks straighter to me. And then I did use Very Vanilla instead of Whisper White because this isn't really white. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. And this is, like I said, the stitched rectangle. I'll check. Thank you, Paige. I will check chat more in a second. And there's our card. Card number 1. Da-da-da-da. And that is Petals Promenade Designer Paper. This is the In Color Designer Series Paper 6x6 in 2018-20 Grapefruit Grove. This one is the same pattern, but it's in the Designer Series Paper Subtles. So this is Mossy Meadow Green, Grapefruit Grove, and this is Highland Heather and Smoky Slate, and basically the same way on the inside. Okay, and we use the beautiful Promenade stamp set, but all we used is the I'm Here For You friend, and this in the annual catalog, this is in the same suite as the designer papers. Okay, that is our first card. And these I do put up on my blog, but it won't be probably till Thursday sometime. Yeah, Thursday. Okay, let me get these out of the way. I'll put them on the other side of the floor until my cat comes up and says, I don't have any room, Mom. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is this one. And this also uses the Petals Promenade. Hang on, I'll check. I better check chat. Therese, what do you want to try one day? I missed that. Oh, the mixed media. Okay, yeah. Spring, yes. Do I keep my most used dies on my desk? Okay, well, no. But behind me to my left, I have a 3-drawer rolling cart that I believe I got at a yard sale. It's actually still got the label on it, though. It's called Gracious Living. It's got 2 kind of deep drawers. It's white plastic. And then it has a sort of a drawer about this deep. I don't know how to show this. So 2 drawers are about this deep. This deep, and 1 drawer, the top drawer, is about like this. And on top of that is where I keep my big kick. This first drawer, I keep my plates and stuff for my big kick, extra plates. And then this is kind of temporary, but the next drawer down is I have all my occasions and Sale-a-Bration stamp sets and dies that go with that. And then the bottom drawer has some annual things that I want to use soon, and some Christmas things that carried over that I want to use soon. And then that's stamps and dies and 1 punch. And then on a shelf over to my right, sort of down a skinny narrow hall, I have this floor to ceiling bookcase, but only 1 shelf of it, no, I lied, 2 shelves of it are Stampin' Up. And I have a double refrigerator clear carry thing, and all the rest of my annual stamps are in that. Yeah, it is handy, except I have 3 carts now. This one I have to have, though, because I need somewhere to put my big kick, and I don't have anywhere else to put it. Because directly to my left, I have a 2-drawer file cabinet, but my printer's on top of that, and then a little shelf thing that has my watercolors and my printer paper and my staplers and stuff like that. And that right now has to be changed, but that houses files of stickers from pre-Stampin' Up and paperwork. Yes, please send warm weather, right. You like which stamp? This one here? So glad we are friends, or the other one we just did? Okay, let me get this out of the way. We need to all go visit Catherine because she's in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I want to go. My very favorite ever vacation was St. Thomas, and then we took the ferry over to St. John. It's just a best memory I have of a vacation. You'll do your best to send us warm weather. Okay, so these next 2 cards we're going to do are based on, I went on Pinterest and I was looking for fun folds and stuff. And actually, this is using Petals Promenade. So I did the same idea, but I did change it up. Not the format, but I did change up what she used. She used a different embossing folder. She didn't do this the same way. So let me show you. And this is by createwithterrygaines.com. So, and it's from, I don't know. And she used a Dandelion Wishes stamp set, which we're not using. So we are going to be using this incredible Like You stamp set. That's where the So Glad We Are Friends. I like the size of these fonts and the script. I like them all. I didn't do any of the 2-part stamping tonight, though, so I just used this. But I also used the matching, oh, see, this is a problem. I just put stuff down and I don't know where I put it. I used a matching die that goes with the Beautiful Promenade for, it's called Beautiful Layers Thinlits. This is in the annual catalog. And I used this piece here to get this Mossy Meadow green. It looks like this. I don't know, it's really pretty. And it does pop out pretty well. I didn't have, you know, I had to use my brush, but otherwise it came out good. So, and this is a thing to make the inside of an envelope, but I didn't try that yet. I have so many things I need to do. Yeah, the die is really pretty. Uh-oh. And then, oops. And then this next layer was the layering circles. They're in the annual catalog. What are they called? Let's see. I think they're just called layering circles. I don't have them right here. They're probably in the other pile. And they have plain layering circles and also scalloped ones. So that is one of the larger scalloped ones. And then this is a punch. It's the 2 1/4 inch circle punch. And that's done in Very Vanilla. So let me show you. Let's start to make this card together. I already pre-cut and punched everything. I'm really glad I'm getting to use this stuff because, oh, and there's one other thing I used. Hang on. Oops. Because I had this stuff sitting here for a while and I didn't get to use it. Okay. Layering circles, framelits, 141705 is the scallop that I use, but there's a whole bunch of different sizes. There's actually 16 different circle dies in there. That's in the annual catalog. But I did use also this beautiful Lace Dynamic Textured Impressions Embossing folder. So I don't know if you can see, but the inner piece, I only did it part way down the page, but can you see? It looks like lace. It looks like, this picture does not do it justice. It really doesn't. This is kind of the back of it. You could use it either way. Maybe that's the front and I use the back because I like the way the back looked better. But it's got like lace almost hanging down here and little flowers here, 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 and here. So the way this card works is, let me get that off of here. Oh, no, before I do that, sorry, I'm jumping all over. I'm sorry. When you use these embossing folders, you are supposed to put them in with the closed end first. Yes, this would make beautiful wreaths and things. It's sort of geometric, but yeah, it's gorgeous. And you could even, you know, cut a smaller, what are these called? Octagon, and bump it up or something. I didn't happen to have one of those, but yeah, all kinds of things. And you could even just put like a banner across the middle, you know, whatever you want to do. So who are you late to say hi to? I don't know. Anyway, when you put these in your machine, you're supposed to put the closed end in first. However, then my pattern would have been up and down, and I wanted it to be sideways. So I turned it this way. I put the mat in, sort of lined it up. There's a Stampin' Up thing there, and there's a little line on this. It looks sort of like a snowflake. And then there's a line going all the way across the middle of those snowflakes. So I put my paper up against that, and I ran it through sideways so that on my top up here, it would be going horizontally instead of vertically. So that's how I did that. It's not the proper way, but it worked. And I think it came out good. Now, you don't want to do it on the bottom half because that's where you need to be able to write. So this is a regular piece of, I believe this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but it's only a mat. Yeah, 4 1/4 roughly by 5 1/2. Then this is 3 1/2, I think, by 8 1/2, and then scored at 4 1/2. So it just sort of wraps around this. And what we're going to do is glue that onto the back of that mat. And we're going to glue this down. And then this flap covers the part where you'll write. And then we put this on, and then we stamp on here and put this on, and there's our card pretty much. Now, in her example, she actually took some kind of pokey thing for floss, dental floss, and pulled ribbon through, and I'm not going to do that. Sorry, guys. We are going to put a bow on, which I already made. I think, no, on this one, I think we'll just put bling. We'll just put a little flower on. So without further ado, let me stamp. And this is Mossy Meadow. This is Petal Pink. This is, of course, the Petals Promenade beautiful paper. And on the other side, it's pretty as well, more neutral. And then this is Very Vanilla that I did the embossing on. Yep, layering circles and circles, ovals I love. So I keep telling people, if you are new and you don't know what kind of dies to get your standards, your rectangles, your squares, your ovals, and your circles. And you can do so many things with that. Yeah, I love the font on it too. It's easy to read. And some handwriting scripts, I guess I should call it, I don't care for, like my own. But this one I really do like. And the nice thing about stamping on a circle is you can't really get it crooked. I guess you could get it off the page or something, but you know, with photopolymer, it's pretty easy to get it onto the circle. Might be harder to get it off. There we go. Ta-da! First time. I'll put my Mossy Meadow away, and I'll clean my stamp right away on my stamped chamois, which looks dirty, but I did clean it, I promise. Okay. I see another wish list growing for Paige here. All right, so we're going to just glue this down. And I actually did bump up this onto the green. We'll do that at the very end. I did it with dimensionals, but you can only put them on half of the thing because it's going to be half off the paper, so to speak. Oops, stay on there. Okay. Okay, so let's just assemble the rest of it before we do that part. Maybe I better stick this down to here first, because if I get that crooked, I'll have to cut more. So I'm just gluing down the back with, hopefully, and that's probably way too much glue compared to what I need. Yep, a little slidey. Make sure it's straight on the back. Which one in this one I just showed you is in the you mean the scattered sequins one that they just put in Sale-a-Bration, or the there's another one with dots. I didn't get that one, but this is in the Occasions catalog also, the Lace Dynamic. This one is the one I picked to get, and I already have the scattered sequins that they have now. They just added that. Where is it? Here. Scattered sequins. That's nice too. I've actually used that for snowfall. Hi, Alicia. I think so, Therese. If you want, you can click on the link to my store underneath any of my videos and go over and just search on teddy bear, and I think it's in the annual catalog still. Pretty sure. I don't have that one, or I could show, to show you, but I hope. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it'll take me too long to look it up right now, but yeah, I think it does have the layered teddy bear. I know you like teddy bears. I'm doing okay, Alicia. Been kind of busy. How about you? Tired of winter, that's what I am. I think we're supposed to get more something on the weekend. I have no clue what yet. Honestly, I hope it's snow and not freezing rain, because that's worse. Lil, did I get the right embossing folder? Is that what you were talking about? Okay, so that's going to be the front. Okay. I got a little bit of glue there, so I'm just going to take my embossing buddy, which is what this is. I have a glue eraser, but I'll do that later, because I got a little too much glue on, so I should take my own advice. Now, where it's embossed, you probably have to use a little extra because of the bumpiness, but then down on the other part, you shouldn't have to. My own advice is tap, 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 tap. Little dots. Little dots. Okay, let's see if we can get it straight. No, I thought I had it straight, but it wiggled. Okay, I think so. Embossing buddy. Yeah, we're going to be, well, I did the embossing, but I'll show you what we're going to do. That's on a next card. Okay, so that is how you do it. 3.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. It folds over your normal card size mat. Then this is just a 1/4 inch in from that mat, halfway embossed. And that's with the lace dynamic textured embossing folder. And now we just have to put this on. So the way I did it is I tried to take these 2 points and line them up. And let's see, I lined them up with the top of the Petals Promenade paper, and I actually am going to use my art glitter glue fine tip thing for this, because I want to make sure I get the glue on basically only half, if it'll come out. There we go. And just little dabs here and there. That might even be too much. I do have, you could also use when you die cut it, you could put it on the sticky back. I forget what that stuff's called. Stampin' Up! Sells a sticky paper that you can actually, put it on when you're doing the die. And I have some, but I'll be darned if I can find it. I hid it so well. And I know I bought it though, but I just don't know what I did with it. Thank you, Paige. I thought it was an easy kind of fun fold, right? And it's effective because it has this beautiful thing here. Now this part we're going to bump up with dimensionals, and I guess I'll use the big ones, but only on the bottom half. We'll just take 3. Well, maybe we'll take 4 because 4 came. We'll put 3 across here and 1 down here. We'll put that one a little lower. Okay. So we're already almost done 2 cards, right? Let me make sure that doesn't show through, because you want to not see any of those when you flip it over. And now I'll push it down, and that's our second card, except I need to put our little bling thing on. These are frosted flower embellishments. They're in the Occasions catalog under the Wonderful Romance suite. But this is Petal Pink, and that's one of the colors in this paper is Petal Pink. So we're going to use one of those. And I just used one. Inspiration is good, Brandy. Oops, I'm pulling the flowers off and not pulling the paper, the thing out. Okay, where's my take your pick tool? And these have adhesive. Usually I put, in fact, I'll just do that. I'm going to put just a little dab. Maybe. It's really getting empty. Come on. Just a dab. All right, never mind. I'll put it upside down for the next time. And that matches beautifully. So there we go. And let me find my pin to put in here. Stick that in the box upside down and clear my desk. So that's card 2. And the next one's going to be very similar, but just a little bit different. I have to do stuff just a little bit different. Okay. Let me take a sip of tea if you don't mind. Just regular tea tonight. They're not called sequins, Paige. They're just called frosted flower embellishments, but they are adhesive backed. They're like sort of a resin, but they have a sort of a satin finish to them. I don't know if I'm explaining it right. Hi, Clay. It's okay. They do have, and the first set I used, those were sequins. Hang on. Let me figure out where I put them. For the first card, I don't know what I did with the sequins. My goodness, I lost them that quick. I don't know where I put them. Oh, here they are. These that I used on here, these little flowers, these are sequins. And they're called the Gingham Gala sequins. And they come in a pack that has Highland Heather. And what they come is, some are round and some are little flowers. I don't know if you can see that. See, these are little flowers and then these are round. And so it's like half and half. But they come in Highland Heather. They call this Grapefruit Grove, but it's sort of a combination of pink and orange. It's really pretty. I like that one. Lemon Lime Twist, which I need to use some of. Daffodil Delight. And this one they call Balmy Blue. It has a hint of blue, but it's more like an iridescent. It has blue, purple. It's really pretty too. Thank you, Catherine. Okay, now let me get them put away, or at least tucked back in their bag, because otherwise I'll have them stuck to everything and I won't have any sequins anymore. Okay, so let me get these down. So these were our first 2. This was the one I did ahead of time. That's what we did together. And this is our second card. And we're going to do another one similar to this. Let me get it, if I can figure out what I did with it. Oh, right here. This is the one we're going to do next. It's also using the Petals Promenade. But I'm bringing in the tea together. This is a stamp set that's in the Occasions catalog. But the matching framelits are one of those you can get with a $100 purchase. So I don't remember how much the stamp set is, but it's, as far as I know, it's still available. The framelits are in the Sale-a-Bration catalog. So there is a framelit for the teapot, the teacup, this rose up here, and the leaves and the little tulips and the flower, and pretty much everything except the words. Okay. So they're really nice, and I love this cup. Now there is a tea set in the annual catalog too, and I pulled it out and I was going to try and use them together, but it is an entirely different shape cup, and it has its own framelits called Spot of Tea framelits. So this one's in the annual catalog. This one here with the pitcher or teapot is in the Occasions catalog. Yeah, they're both really pretty. Oh, the Country Floral folder. Yes, I have that one too, Lil. I used that on a birthday card not too long ago. It's on my blog. I've only used it once. I need to use it more. So, yeah. Anyway. So I kind of like this shaped teacup better myself. This is in the Occasions, but this has some nice sentiments and stuff too, and floral. So they're both nice. Just depends on what you want. This is more geared towards Mother's Day. It's got a nice sentiment about Mother's Day. It says, our love is one that covers years through life's joys and sometimes tears. A bond that stands the test of time, mother and daughter, hearts intertwined. Happy Mother's Day, and love is a warm cup of tea, and it has a heart, and that's the one we're going to use tonight. So let me, oh, and I was going to try and use, they also have in the annual catalog these tea room memories and more. These are like your Project Life kind of cards. They're 3x4 and 4x6 cards. I was going to try and make some cards with that maybe another day, and I'll use the tea time with that one because they go together. So let's try and make this card. It's the same format. I did the same embossing, but it's a different sheet of paper out of the Petals Promenade, and the colors are different. So what I used, let me show you the difference in the colors, because people get confused. This is Blushing Bride, and this is Petal Pink. So you can see this one is more peachy, and this is definitely pink. This is Blushing Bride. So that's the difference. And you see this paper has the green in it, the Mossy Meadow in it. This has no green in it. It's all lavender, like lavenders and pinks and oranges. So yeah, quite different in the same set. So I've already gone ahead and stamped. I apologize, but I just figured 5 cards is going to take me all night. So same process here. It's just that, and I didn't color the teacup cup. I just figured I like it with the sentiment stamped in the middle. And I did use, did I? No. Yes, I used the Stamp-A-Rata. So actually we can stamp one just so you can see how we did that. Because I have it set up sort of kind of. So we had just had stamped that other sentiment, but I have the teacup set up on the other side. And I don't really need to do it, but we'll do it. And I just won't cut it out right now. So let me find a scrap of white. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and line this up. This is the Stamp-A-Rata, and you can see you can stick paper out the end or the top, whichever. You know, it's got, you can put doors on either end, and then 2 ends are open. And it's about, what is this? 7 inches. Oops. Yeah, it's about 7.5 inches. Okay, so what I did is I stamped it in Grapefruit Grove because they said one of the coordinating colors of this paper is Grapefruit Grove, which I believe is true. I think it's right here and here. And originally I had put Grapefruit Grove as this backing, but it really looked too bright to me and I didn't like it. But I do like the sentiment, I mean the teacup stamped in it. What? $22 for what stamps? Sometimes you get what you pay for. Okay, now I did make a mistake. It doesn't really matter for this, but I don't really need this mat under here when I'm using the red rubber stamps, the cling stamps, because it makes it, they don't need it. They don't need the extra cushioning. So there, I've stamped my cup and I'm happy with that. And I just have this lined up in the corner. So let me take that off because I have the sentiment already lined up on this door. Oops. And I could have put it so that I could have put it here, but you can't have both doors on at the same time. Now, I thought about stamping that in Blushing Bride, but I didn't think it would be bright enough. So I actually used Mango Melody, which I love. Love this color. It's a Really pretty. It's coming across red there, but it's actually really pink. I don't know if you can tell. Anyway, does it look red on here too? No, that's more true to color. It's like a hot, it's darker than watermelon pink, but it's definitely a melony kind of pink. Lil, are you a demonstrator? Sorry if you, hope you don't mind my asking. It's okay if you are. I just like to know. Hi, Deborah. I'm good. And there's our cup. And then there's a die, and you just take it and cut it out, and it comes out like this. So anyway, just wanted to show you how easy the Stamparatus is. And if you have a stamp positioning tool, you know. Now I'm going to leave Melon Mango out because we're going to use it later, but I'm going to put Grapefruit Grove away for now. And let me just get this off my desk, and I'll save that and use that for a future card. And take all these stamps off later. Okay. So let us assemble again. Assemblage of a blood orange. No, this is not blood orange. It's no, that's more red. This is definitely more pink. Thank you, Deborah. That stamp set is called Tea Together. It's available in the Occasions catalog, Stampin' Up. I'm a demonstrator, so if you don't have a demonstrator, my links are always below my video or on my blog at debhouxcraftycottage.blogspot.com. And you can click on the host code link, and it'll take you right to my portal, or click on, there's another little tab on the right margin that says take me to your portal kind of thing. So yeah. Speaking of oranges, I have to grocery shop tomorrow because it's the beginning of the month and the weather is going to be decent, supposedly. Cold, but decent. And that's kind of unusual lately. So tomorrow is my big shopping, and then I have to, oops, I really got that crooked. I have to go see my mother. Wednesdays and Sundays, that's my routine. T1. It is pink, Cat. Okay. Oops. I'm kind of making a sticky mess because I'm used to using the my little this thing, and I'm getting too much glue on. So whoops. All right, now we're going to do the back. Get our base mat glued onto the back. You want to stick around, even though you already saw this one, because the last two, I think, are the best cards, I think. You'll have to tell me at the end. The Tea Together is the one I was using. Tea Together. That one. And the, that's what I did this out of. This cup here. And this is the framelit, Tea Time framelits. These are a Sale-a-Bration item with $100 purchase, but the stamp set you can buy in the Occasions catalog. This color is Blushing Bride, Clay. You getting married? Or are you married? I don't even know. Don't even know. Shouldn't even ask, right? I know you've talked about nieces, so I assumed yes. But anyway. but maybe not. I'm going to have to get my glue eraser out tonight. I'm making a mess on me, too. Now, somebody last night told me if you use distilled white vinegar mixed with water, that is the best thing to get gummy stuff off your fingers and everything else. Well, me either, Clay, anymore. Been there, done that. Not doing it anymore. Not doing it anymore. I'm too old now. I shouldn't say that. I mean, there's probably people in their 80s that get married, but no. I'm too set in my ways now. Whatever that is. Now, this one, I didn't bump the, you could bump the teacup up, but I didn't. I don't know why, I just didn't. So, maybe I thought it would be too fragile if it was bumped up. I don't know. Not sure what my original thinking was. And again, and I didn't even bump the circle up on this one. But again, we have to get our imaginary line and only put glue down below at the bottom half, because the top half is going to stick up. And let's see if we can get this sort of on straight. Oops, don't move on me. There. And there's our card. Let me get my glue eraser because that's gonna bug me right there. Okay. A little more. Okay. Okay. Oh, and then twine. By the magic of video, I pre-tied this because I didn't want to struggle with it on here. And I'm just going to put that right there with a glue dot. And that twine is really pretty. It's petal pink and silver. Silver and petal pink baker's twine. It's in the annual catalog on page 201 if you're interested. It's really pretty color. Anyway, let me just roll one of these glue dots up a little bit so it doesn't stick out. And then put it on the end, the knot, and then stick her down. And there we go. Card number, oh, no, wait. We need those sequins back, if I can figure out what I did with them. Here they are. What? Oh, it's that's called Very Vanilla. It's like the off-white. It looks more, well, it's like a cream color, vanilla, like vanilla. Okay, we're gonna get out our little, what they call Grapefruit Grove flowers that I said earlier. Look sort of pinky orangey. See, some of them are more pink, like Melon Mambo, and some are like Grapefruit Grove. So I don't know. I think we'll use this one. And I just put them on up in the corners. I like to do odd numbers always. So 2 there and 1 on the cup. Right here. And there we go. That finishes our card. Always have to have a little bit of bling, right? Sunray stamp. Yeah, that would be cute. There probably is. I probably don't have it in Stampin' Up's brand anyway. I have a Sunray embossing folder, but it's pre-Stampin' Up. Well, you'll see a sunrise sky very shortly. But first, on to card number 4. This is what we're going to do next. Now I'm bringing in here the delightfully detailed set of papers, specialty papers. And they're one of the things, they're in the annual catalog, but there's a special item code right now if you want them. They are very delicate cut aparts. This is one of the cut aparts. Gorgeous. One side is Whisper White and the other side is Very Vanilla. So you can use them however. Hi, Kim. Thank you, Paige. You know what, Lil? There is a coffee. It's like a to-go coffee, though, which is how I drink my coffee because I drink tea in a teacup. Only my teacup is like a mug. Did you see the other ones, Kim, that we already did? We have 2 more cards to go. This is card 4. Let me just recap for anybody that came in late. This is card 1A, and that's what I did beforehand. This is the one we did. Okay. We're featuring Petals Promenade paper, and this is actually the die that goes with it called Beautiful Promenade. Whatever the die set is that goes with that. And the stamp is out of, I think I said Incredible You. Incredible Like You, which is in the Occasions catalog. That's this So Glad We're Friends. And then we just finished this one, which is the same cut as the other one, but with, it's featuring the lace dynamic textured embossing folder back here on half the sheet. And then this is a kind of a half a card, basically, so that it opens. It's like a half front, see? And so is this one. They're just different colorways. And this features the Tea Together teacup and die set. The teacup and Tea Together is in the Occasions, and the matching framelits are in the Sale-a-Bration with an order of $100. So this is the one we're going to do next. This is like my second favorite one. Maybe it's my favorite. I'm not sure. The Tea Together framelits are in the Sale-a-Bration catalog. It's not in the Occasions, Therese. You have to, the only way you can get them is if you place a $100 order, then you get them free. You can't purchase them. You can purchase the stamp set. Right, it's in the Sale-a-Bration little brochure, and I think it's on the next to the last or last page. No, I think Lasting Lily's on the last page, and Tea Together is right before it. Yeah, I love this one. So this is one of the cutouts from the Delightfully Detailed, which is in the annual catalog, but Stampin' Up! Just added it to the Sale-a-Bration items with a different item code, though. So make sure you go in under Sale-a-Bration if you want it free with a $50 purchase. That's that pack of paper I was just starting to show you. It also has borders you can cut apart. It has other designs and cut aparts like that. Vines. And like I said, half is white. One side is white and the other side is Very Vanilla. This beautiful border I can't wait to use on something. And there's like a diamond border, which I can't, all of these I want to use. I forget I have stuff and I need to use it. So you will be seeing more projects using some of those in the future. The next 2 cards will feature this. This is one of them. I'm going to use the Whisper White side. This is probably my favorite paper out of the Petals Promenade pack. The back of it looks like marble, so that's even really pretty. And I think this is 3.5, approximately 3.5 by 5, the way I cut it. So I cut this to be just under that. And the first thing I'm going to do is glue that together. Now, I'm not going to emboss on here. I already did it ahead of time. But what I did is I just used my VersaBark. I'm trying to figure out where the thank you came from. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Too many stamp sets. Okay. The thank you came out of the Climbing Roses stamp set, which is in the Occasions catalog also. So I stamped that with Versamark, and then I used the silver embossing powder, Stamp and Emboss. They have different colors, silver, gold, white, clear, whatever. An entire pack of what? Yes, the paper does look like it is all. Let me show it to you. I've shown it before, but I've been using a lot of it. So this is what we used on the last card. And this is the back. It's sort of, that's probably the smoky slate in a marble. This is the one we're using now. It's gorgeous. And this is also like marble, but it's got more of the pinks and grays and things going through it. And then we already also used this orangey one on the first card. I think that's different than yeah, because this has the mossy meadow in it. And that has more like, almost like polka dots look to it on the back. You have this one, don't you, Kat? And then there's sheets in here that have cut aparts like this. So it's got these borders and then squares and also rectangles. And we're going to use one of these in a moment. And then there's another sheet of cut aparts. Here it is. This is called Petals Promenade. It's in the annual catalog, and you can buy it there. But if you spend $50 on something else, you can get this now with this as a Sale-a-Bration. But you have to use a different item code. I don't think so, Clay. It's paper, but it's a decent weight. It's not a thin, like tissue paper thin kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can't just get the gray roses one, I know. So this is another cut apart, and that's what I used on... No, I didn't. No, I used it on something. Well, one of the first cards. I'm sorry. Hang on. This is the one I used on this card, and then this was from this sheet here. It's one of these. Okay. Beautiful papers. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's 5. I'm missing. I didn't show you something. I'm not sure which one I didn't show you. Oh, yes, I am. We didn't use this one tonight. But it's gorgeous. All pink. All pink. And the back is, again, marbly. So this is called Petals Promenade. It's beautiful. I've had it for a little while, and I did use it some, but not a whole lot. Okay. So, 3.5 by 5 approximately. And I'm missing a piece because I matted it onto a white base, so we may have to cut a white base. Hang on. Let me glue this down first. Knew I'd forget something. Oh, well. And if you guys would like to place an order, please do it under the Kathleen's host code. And I'll give that to you again in a minute. She's hosting a party for her, but to help her out and get stuff, but it will help me too. Instead of the one that's shown below my videos for March or on my blog. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I get this straight, sort of straight. Which way do the flowers go? Doesn't really matter. Okay, I need a piece of Whisper White. Let me see what you guys are talking about. No, she wants all that gray and burgundy, this paper here. Thank you, Jamie. Okay, let me get a piece of Whisper White because I don't have any in my scraps right here. And I'm not using the thick right now because it's just going to be a matte. So what I say, this is 3.5 by 5, so I need to cut the mat at least 5 1/4. Sorry, I'm doing this off screen. I'm using my stampy thing, my cutter, and that was by 3.5, so 3.75. I think that's right. Hang on. Measure twice, cut once. I think that is correct. I think. Now what I did to make this pop a little more is I took my Stampin' Write marker, which is the dye-based ink markers, and I went around the edges of this piece, and I see I got that a little crooked, so let me snip first. Just have a little bit hanging out the front here. Deb. Anybody else get stuff crooked too? I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I'm really messing up. Baby wipe. Okay, well that'll look like marbling. I just am trying to do, like, you know, if you would use how you'd use your distress inks. I just think a little gray around the edges, since I'm putting white sort of on white, makes it pop off a little more. Almost makes it look like it has another layer when it doesn't. And that's all I'm doing. I'm using the drawing end of it. These actually have a nice nib for writing, like in planners and stuff. Right now, you can only get them in a set called Many Marvelous Markers, and you get every color that they have inks in it, with the exception of the in color colors, and those are available 5 to a set for, I think, I forget, I think $15. So they're basically $3 a pen, but it's a possibility that in the future some of the markers will be sold separately. Yes, it is antique-y kind of looking. Vintage, like me. Oh my gosh, if you guys, anybody who's a friend of mine on Facebook, I posted a picture today that came up in my memories. It's definitely a memory. It was a family reunion, what I call upstate in Pennsylvania, where my relatives are all 3.5 hours, or were all when I was little, 3.5 hours away from me. So we had gone upstate, and my grandfather and grandmother were still living, and my dad was still living, and it was 1987 because I was pretty pregnant and with my son, and my daughter was 11.5 with the big puffy hair, and my hair was pretty full compared to what it is now. It's amazing what differences are. And my brother's hair, boy, did he have hippie hair or something? I mean, it was just like all over the place. It was fun. It was fun to see it. I was like, wow, that's definitely a memory. It was a fun memory. So anyway, my grandfather and my grandmother lived to 96 and 94 on my dad's side. My poor dad, though, he only made it to 79. But, well, what are you going to do? My mom is still kicking at 90, but that's, you know, my mom's side. But she's the last in her side. I think she had 6 brothers and sisters or something. Okay. There we go. Now, what I also did is, I showed you I embossed the thank you, and actually my little boo-boo on the side there is okay, because we're going to cover it up anyway. We're going to kind of do it in reverse of what we did on this one. And I took the rose out of the Climbing Roses set here, and I embossed them also with silver, and then I colored them in with one of them in Smoky Slate Light and Mossy Meadow for the leaves, and this is actually Blackberry Bliss Dark. Excuse me a minute. So sorry. And the reason I did that is because I don't know if this is Blackberry Bliss because it doesn't have it in the coordinating colors, but it looks close. Excuse me. So, but then I stamped them in gray, I stamped them in black, and I just wasn't liking it. So that's what made me go with silver embossing. Oh, I'm so sorry. So first, though, what we're going to do is we're going to take out our, oops, not that one, triple banner punch, if I can find it. And just so you know, there's a little drawer thing to my right under my desk, and that's, I have one drawer that has my current Stampin' Up! Punches in it. So I have pretty much all my Stampin' Up! Stuff close to my side. So sorry, guys. Oh, goodness. So sorry. Wow. Thank you, Kat. I will be bumping this up as soon as I stop choking. Okay, so let's put that up on dimensionals. I think it's the paper and the embossing. And I actually think I went kind of heavy on the dimensionals. I put 6 on, if I remember correctly. And this has to be an old pack of dimensionals because they're really giving me fits here. As is my throat, apparently. Since July 2nd, Lil, I've been doing Stampin' Up! Since July 2nd of last year. So I'm a newbie. Thank you, Therese. And Kat. So once I figured out I wanted to silver emboss the flowers, then the words had to be embossed too. And I just put thank you. And I'm going to put it on this side, which covers up my one little boo-boo over there. And then how I did these, which I lost one of. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. There it is. I'm going to put them on the other side instead. Let's see if I can get any of this fine little glue out. Actually, what I did is I glued 2 of them down. Yep, there we go. And then I popped the silver one up. So they're going to be kind of upside down a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. And then the last one we're going to pop up on mini dimensionals. If I can get the thing back in there. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. clay. Wealthy Victorian lady. That wouldn't have been me. I do look like Victorian style homes and things, though mine is not. Mine is just a little cottage, but I'm the little cottage behind the Victorian home, right? Oh, goodness. Anyway. And this one goes right on top. And then on the inside, I think I just put a piece of Whisper White. Yep. And that is cut, so we'll just glue that. Oh, no, it isn't. So anyway, it just needs a piece of Whisper White on the inside, and then that'll be it, which I'll do later. So that's that one. Yes, I love this card too. Oh, no, we forgot our pearls. Ah, Deb. I'm losing. And I did cut my white. See? Here it is. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Hey, speaking of hearts, don't forget to thumbs up, peoples. Please, 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 so I can keep bringing you these lovely videos. Tuesday night is my lives at 7 every week, unless I'm sick or something. Also, you can follow me on my Facebook group page called the same thing, Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage. And I usually announce when I'm going live, and reminders and stuff like that go up on there, or links to videos. And then I'm in a lot of different collaborations. Sometimes I use Stampin' Up! And sometimes I don't, because I have a lot of things pre-Stampin' Up! To use up to. And Thursdays, I usually do like a Stampin' Up! Updates and some kind of Stampin' Up! Project, but that's usually a video, unless for some reason I don't feel like editing and all that, and then I might pop on during the day with a live. But I try not to do Thursday night lives because other people I know have Thursday night lives, and I don't want to interfere. There's so many people that have lives at all different times. I mean, we all have lives, right? But live streams, I should say. It's hard to keep up with who's doing what when anymore. But I know Kat's and I know Donna Jackson's. So there we go. There is our finished card with our pearl bling. And these are the metallic pearls. They're in the annual catalog. You get gold ones and silver, and they're all these little 3mm pearls. Okay, so that's that one. And one more, guys. This was the most fun one for me. And ta-da, here it is. So this one, I actually did a little water, well, I don't know if you could call it watercoloring. I used watercolor paper and 3 different colors to get that sunrise sunset effect. And then this is one of those rectangle cutouts from the Delightfully Detailed. That's the Very Vanilla side, and there's the white side. So we're going to use the Very Vanilla, and it had a frame around it, and I cut it off, and you'll see this one was like flat, and I tried to make it a circle, so it's got kind of a blob there. And these I had to kind of cut, self-cut. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I really thought it looked like, you know, flowers and stuff with the sunset in the background. And the paper I'm using is thick Very Vanilla, Melon Mambo, and then Stampin' Up's watercolor paper. And I'm using the rough side, which is really a nice watercolor paper. Thank you, Therese. So I have, if I can unbury them, 3 colors. Sorry. I have Melon Mambo, which is the bottom color here, and Calypso Coral. I didn't use Grapefruit Grove for some reason this time. I went with the Calypso Coral, and Pineapple Punch. And this one is an in color from 2018 to 20. And then these are in the subtles for the Calypso Coral and the brights for the Melon Mambo. Beautiful colors. Love them all. I'm going to start with the yellow. And this is the push on the stamp pad. Get the little blob of ink there. This is one of Stampin' Up's Aqua painters. They come in a set of 2. It says they're 2 different sizes. Basically, one has a longer tip and one is a little bit shorter, but you know what? I'm not an expert. It doesn't make much difference to me. I'm just adding some water in here. I'm going to squeeze more water under the card to make it thin out a little bit. I do want it to show, though. I don't want it to be too blobby because when it dries, it'll fade some too. Starting to really get into this mixed media stuff, and I'm not ever going to be a painter or a drawer, ever. Okay, I'm going to bring in the Calypso Coral now, but I sure am having fun trying. All right, let me get a paper towel here. And I'm just going to wipe my brush off just a little bit. Okay, I'm going for the Calypso Coral. I'm going to squeeze some water because I want those to blend together. And then we'll go down the page. This is Deb's form of watercolor. Abstract. I don't know. The end result is pretty though, right? Okay, and then let me bring in Melon Mambo. Now you could, I've shown that before, you could take one of your blocks here and put it onto your ink pad and then use water on that instead of getting a mess in your lids. I actually will wipe these out later on with some water because I don't like my lids to be dirty. What I call dirty. I mean, it's still the same ink, but fruit salad, yeah. Now you're going to make me hungry. And I just ate right beforehand. I had to eat because I knew I'd be on here a little bit. What time is it? Yeah, see, already an hour and a half. But we did, this is the 5th card, so that's pretty good, right? I don't know. I see people do 3 cards in an hour and stuff, but so I probably did because the last one went pretty fast, but I chat a lot too. Okay, I probably didn't get enough orange in here, up here. We're going to blend it in a little bit. A little more orange, and we'll have it ombre. Ombre is the word I was looking for. Let me wipe that off. I'm going to get some, I need to push on my Melon Mambo. Okay, Brandy. Okay, now the paper is curling up, and that's okay. It will flatten out when I dry it, and I will use my heat gun, so you're probably going to have to close your ears in a minute. Close your ears. Plug your ears up or something. I don't know. I need a little more right in here. And then I'm actually going to go back up to the top. I want to blend a little more of the orange into the yellow. Just a little bit, or maybe some of the yellow into the orange. I don't know. Yeah, maybe that would be better. Because it was too wide a strip of orange to my liking. You don't have to be fast. No, I know. But it's okay. I could probably come up with more cards, but I think 5's going to do it for tonight. Okay, always remember to close your ink pads up tight. These beautiful colors for spring and summer, which I'm so ready for. So ready for. Okay, I'm going to put the heat gun on, so I don't know how to mute this, so sorry. Only 7 people watching tonight. Wow. And there it goes. Flatten, flatten, flatten. pretty dry already. Doesn't take long. Part of that is it will run away, and part of it is it gets hot. You know, if you're holding it with your fingers and you're blowing the heat gun on it, it gets hot. So it might be so they didn't burn their fingers too. But the watercolor paper doesn't tend to blow away. Some of the other ones would, yeah. So, okay. So let's see. We have our thick, very vanilla cardstock, and it's 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, fold it over, so it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. We're going to put down our Melon Mambo. Now this one, I think I had a smaller piece left, so I just cut the watercolor paper smaller. This should be 4 by 5 1/4. Yeah, 4 by, yep. And then the other one's 5.5 by 4 1/4. But we'll put, we'll assemble this. Actually, we'll put this onto here first and then assemble that. Let me close my water pen. Everybody must be asleep or busy tonight. There's not too many people. Hi, Rebecca. We're on the last card of 5, but glad you can make it. We just got done watercoloring, if you could call it that, making an ombre background. And we're using the delightfully detailed papers, and we used Petals Promenade earlier. We're going to put this on here. Oh, now here's a different technique. This one was taught to me by Dina Rical, who is my up line. I could use the fine tip glue, but what we're going to do is just put a little bit of the mono glue on here. Close that up. And we're going to lay this on the vanilla side because I want the glue to go on the white. Take a piece of your sponge, sort of smear this around a little bit, and then just dab. She's done this in the past, and I never saw anybody do that till I saw her do it. So either that, or you could use the adhesive sheets, which I can't find mine. So, and I know they're here, so I'm going to have to reorder some of those. Okay, and that should make it be just sticky enough. And this is the Stampin' Up, what do you call this thing? Silicone craft sheet. And I'm going to move that out of the way and bring this back in and try and position it where I want it. Oops. I think this one up here sort of looks like a sun. That's why I like that one up there. Are you going to use glitter on top of the watercolor? I could use glimmer spray. The only thing I did on this one was I used these glimmer enamel dots. I think I'll just stick with that this time. But that would be, you could actually use, if you didn't want to use the aqua painter, you could use the Wink of Stella and do the same thing I just did with the aqua painter. Dip it in the inks and put it on the watercolor paper, and it would just make it a sparkly all over version of this. But no, I'm not going to do that tonight on this one. I just like the beauty of the colors. Like I have a favorite picture, which actually is my desktop, what do you call it? The background picture, which is of a tree a couple yards down my backyard, and with the sunrise because the sunrise is in the east, which is how what my view is in the morning, is the east. I don't know if they're gears or flowers or a combination of both, because some of these look like gears, but like that one didn't. This one look like flowers, and that one looks like a sun. It's just really pretty. I'll show it to you on a full sheet in a minute here. Let me get this sort of straight again. One good thing about the Tombow is it does give you a minute or two to reposition. Okay, so what I did here, I already stamped, and this one, the sentiment came out of, I'm hesitating because I'm forgetting. Oh my goodness. I just stuck my hand in the glue. It came out of the Climbing Roses. I thought of you today. And I stamped it in Melon Mambo. I'm going to have an avalanche here in a second. And then I cut it out with the Pretty Label punch, which looks like this. It's my favorite label punch. There is a new label punch though in the sorry, the coordination products that is available for sale. It just came out. I don't have it yet. I think it's called the Story. Hang on. I don't remember, but it's no, I ordered it. I'll have it on Monday to show you. It is called Punch Story Label Punch, and it's similar to the Pretty Label Punch, but it has a little bit different design to it. Anyway, what I did is I offset these. I just punched one in Melon Mambo, and I'm going to offset it like that a little bit, just to give it a little background. Yes, you can. You just have to be really careful that you wipe your Wink of Stella brush off when you're done doing that, so it doesn't stay on there and contaminate your next project, you know. Yes, you can do that. I think it's easier personally to do your watercolor first and then go over it with Wink of Stella, because you're going to use up a lot of Wink of Stella to do that, where water is cheaper, you know. But yeah, you can definitely do it, and that's a really fun thing to do on smaller areas. Okay, we're gonna bump this up on dimensionals. I can find the regular size ones again. Here they are. Okay. And we're going to put one here in the middle to help hold those two together, and one on the end, and one on this end. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to put that here where this open space is, because I just want to. And then we're going to take these glitter enamel dots, and this is Melon Mambo. These are in the annual catalog. The colors are Coastal Cabana, which is gorgeous, Granny Apple Green, also pretty, Melon Mambo, and Gorgeous Grape. There's your Tutti Frutti, right? Thank you, Rebecca. Yes, it's a very happy card. It is. I needed a happy card. I need it to stop snowing and stuff. Anyway, but I'm lucky that I don't live in Minnesota or somewhere, Wisconsin, wherever. I'm going to put one right here in the middle of this gear or whatever it is. Flower. I'm going to call it a flower. And then I used the two different sizes. I'm going to use the medium size one. That was the larger one. put a medium one here. Again, I go in odd numbers, always do. So I either have 1, 3, 5, or 7 or something like that. And then this one I'm going to plop over here. And that is the card. So that was Climbing Roses for the sentiment. I thought of you today. I like that. The way that's the font of that too. And so that is card number 5. There we go. Easy peasy. These are not hard cards. They're just, and they're all a little different, but that delightfully detailed paper. And then we have these fun ones here. One using the tea set and one not. I actually think I like this one better because I like the green offsetting that petal pink. But I think I'll do another one sometime with this green thing, but with the teacup. I think that'll be pretty too. Whenever I make cards, I think of other ways to do stuff. Thank you, Paige. Yes, this one probably is either my favorite or my second favorite. I'm kind of really liking the happy one tonight. Anyway, but I love this too. I love the look of this. And I just did them in reverse direction of each other. Using the delightfully detailed Petals Promenade, silver embossing, roses out of the Climbing Roses, and coordinating die set. And the thank you was also out of the Climbing Roses. And I just embossed that in silver embossing. And then the first one was the easiest one. Probably my least favorite out of all the ones, but I do like the sentiment. I'm here for your friend. I love this paper. Not sure I would. I'm not big on. I'm not a big stripe person, so but I just felt like I wanted to use a piece of the designer series papers that coordinated with the background colors. So that's what I did. This one's in Highland Heather, and these ribbons, like I said, are back in stock. They're available as a Sale-a-Bration item with a $50 purchase now. They come in a set of 5, and I love them. I don't want to spend another $50 myself right now, or I get another set, but I love them. They have all these bright, cheerful colors. I love, I'm a blue person, so I love the balmy blue, but the yellow, Daffodil Delight, Grapefruit Grove, Highland Heather, and Lemon Lime Twist. Gorgeous colors. Sale-a-Bration item with a $50 purchase if you would like it. So the link to my store is below. I'm a newly tapped Spring of Town. Thank you, Clay. I don't know. I think I worked so hard for so many years and didn't get to do anything creative that now it's like my brain flipped a switch, and now I hate doing what I used to do, all the paperwork and all that stuff, and now I'm really loving all the creative stuff. Yes, get your box finished so you can show us. Now you need to quit being lazy and working. Yes, do your journal. I did that last night too, right? In my journal. These I did all today. It took me like from 10 o'clock this morning till I took a couple breaks for lunch and to do dishes and laundry and stuff. But anyway, it took me probably several hours for the 5 because the first card always takes longer, right? Your prototype or whatever. You have to figure out what you want to do. And but then these didn't take, once I got the first one of these done, it didn't really take too long to do these because they're the same, except that I kept changing out the colors. I play around with, like I had punched Grapefruit Grove for the background. Let's see. Don't you think that would have been too dark, even though some of this is Grapefruit Grove? I didn't like it as much. And then I tried it with Very Vanilla as the background, but then it was Very Vanilla against Very Vanilla. So, that kind of stuff Takes time, but I will not waste these. I'll use them on something else, you know. And I actually have an extra teacup that I did in the Very Vanilla, but I liked it better stamped with the Melon Mambo on the white. So I just play around, and it takes me a while. And then once I get it, yeah, get to work, Cat. Then once I get it going, then it's not so bad. And the second one's always easier, and it still took me an hour and a half or more to show them to you, right? So if you gave me a thumbs up already, thank you. If you didn't, please do. And thank you so much for coming. And I'll try and be back with a video on Thursday. It'll probably be more cards on Thursday. I don't know what cards it'll be, honestly. But yeah. And then, of course, we have collabs coming up over the weekend and things like that. You're welcome, Kat. Thank you for coming. Okay, thanks, Rebecca. And I have lost my mouse in this mess. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to have to figure out how to use the thing on the computer because I buried my mouse. The mouse is buried. Maybe the cat ran off with it. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Paige. You're welcome. All right, we'll see you again soon, and I'll be chatting with some of you. Thank you all for the thumbs ups. Have a wonderful evening and a better week. Oh, I guess I should type something here. I'm so sorry.